And sometimes life is like that. Sometimes you got to put in 16-hour days and sleep 4 hours. These things are going to happen, man. As long as these are your type of problems, then you're doing very, very well.
Well, you know what I always thought about when I wanted to quit? When I was getting punched in the face? All of my competition is getting punched in the face right now too. And those pussies are gonna quit. Think about it. Let those motherfuckers quit. Take their work. Just think about it. And if you do decide to quit, because whatever you go do, you're gonna get punched in the face, bro. You're gonna run into shit. And if your energy is spread across two things, you're not even gonna have enough energy to fight it. Like if you're fighting a right-handed guy, right? And he's hitting you, bam, bam, jab, jab. And then you slip the jab, and then you take the cross, and then eventually you slip, duck. You start to get your licks in. But if you quit and go fight a southpaw, you're gonna take those punches in the next industry. So whatever you do, use all of your energy to water one plant. Stay in the same fight. Whatever you do, I don't care, it's up to you. Only you know. For God's sakes, don't do both.
You have to accept that you're going to take a lot of blows. You have to accept that you're going to fail and endure those punches and learn to slip them and put yourself in a position to learn from them. Then it can be very fulfilling. And in some way, knowing that you've left something in this world that'll be there when you're gone, I think is a fulfilling thing as well. So if anybody is going through stress and going through hard times, and I promise you they are, just know that what you're doing is helping the world in a way that I don't think the average person understands, and will be there for families and individuals for many, many years past when you're here. And I think that's something to be proud of. Why we're lazy is because we have it. We have it made, man. You gotta understand, the average person live a better life than a king did 300 years ago. It naturally makes you lazy unless you want more, and that's why I always say consciousness is so important. You have to find more consciousness and understand that there's more things in the world to get excited about, getting up and getting out of bed and going and getting after it every day. And I think the average American has it so good that it's hard to find that consciousness around them, because their life, even if they're complaining about it, even if they're struggling with money a little bit, is still substantially better than generations before them. And I think that's why it's so important that you get out there and you look for bigger and better things to go achieve, because ultimately at the end of the day, if you don't, you're gonna be unhappy. All the happiness is on climbing the mountain. I've never been happier than when I was chasing something. And sometimes, even though you get to celebrate when you achieve a goal, you kind of die inside a little bit because you had a purpose. And when you achieve that goal, you lost it. And that's why it's so important to keep scouting out new goals and new accomplishments and new levels of life. Because if you don't, you can find yourself quite empty when you've done everything you've always dreamed of.
Tonight, Gotham's relying on one man to save us all.